to admit something to you. I've been going through a lot of anxiety lately, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am getting surgery at the end of this week, which is nerve-wracking for me, for a number of reasons. Something I've discovered is that for a lot of people at retirement age, anxiety is a real thing. Anxiety can creep up on you seemingly out of nowhere when we're not paying attention. This morning, I sat down to write Good Morning Love, which this is Good Morning Love, the video version. Good morning, by the way. And I decided that what I would do is I would write up 5 good things, 5 gold dust moments, 5 glimmers that I experienced in the last few days. Things that brought a smile to my face. Things that shone brightly. I'm hopeful that these glimmers and these gold dust sightings that I'm going to share will remind you of things in your life. And perhaps you can be a glimmer gold dust hunter too. All right, so let's listen to what I've done this week and let's see if we can ignite some of your gold dust glimmers too. But I was out on a trail and I decided to do some journaling, and I found this beautiful grove of sycamore trees. So I was journaling under the sycamore trees, and I thought, oh man, right there, it was like I was being cradled by the roots of the sycamore tree, and I really wanted a photo. So I went out on a limb, not literally, and I asked these women who were walking by, asked them if they would be willing to take a picture for me, just because it was so beautiful there. And the woman had been kind enough and talked about, oh, you're journaling, what a great place to journal. So we had made that connection, and hello, a 5-minute friend appeared. And she reminded me of myself because she took photos, both the horizontal and the vertical, and both of them came out better than I could expect. I even gasped when I looked at the picture. Now, if that isn't a glimmer or gold dust, I don't know what is. It was an incredible gift, one that I'll always remember. Because even more than that, right before she showed up, I said, I wish there was someone here to take a picture of me. Glimmer, gold dust. Now, granted, those don't happen all the time, but that was a remarkable friends one. And 5-minute friends and brief connections can make a really big difference. Those memories can go on and help you to feel less alone. Loneliness is a real thing in retirement. So, the other thing about 5-minute friends, if you haven't seen the video about 5-minute friends, you can look right up here. I'll link to it. Instead of getting stuck in my swirling down the drain of anxiety that I was feeling. And at the end, I'm going to give you a bonus, something that I did this afternoon because I was just not doing too well. And again, this is honesty. This is real life stuff. Okay, the second moment was much smaller, although it was still significant. And that is that my son, we have a family group text, and one of the family members kept trying to send pictures, and the pictures were not coming through. And I give up in situations like that. I'm like, it's not that important to me. And then Samuel sent a very funny text to the family with the missing photos. And the way he said it was just hilarious. And I don't want to share exactly what he said because it's his message, not mine. But to be on the receiving end of your grown-up kids' family text messages is heartwarming. If you know, you know. I have what I call a relationship with depression. I have a diagnosis of depression. It doesn't show up all that often, though. I've been pretty good at taking care of myself and managing my relationship with depression. But when crises like this come up, when there is that unknown factor going in, and add to that the grief that I've experienced since the last time I had to have surgery, it can rise up and then take over an evening or a week, and before you know it, your life has gotten teeny tiny, you know. And then the other thing is I'm house sitting, and I'm finishing up my house sitting, and even while I was sitting here, the dog was up by my leg leaning on me as if, oh my goodness, she just appreciates me so much. That feels really good. Again, I don't have pets. I live alone, and having a companionship of this dog makes me almost want to get a dog again, but not that much, really. One of the great things about pet and house sitting in retirement is that if I feel the need to be with a pet, I can be with a pet. Made me feel really good, though. Another glimmer, a beautiful, beautiful glimmer was fireflies. Fireflies! In this week, the fireflies have come back. Now, someone like me who lived most of my life on the West Coast, fireflies are nothing short of miraculous. They are wonders to behold. So when I went outside the second night of the fireflies like flew up around my feet and it was like they were celebrating me. This is such a simple thing. I think I could get a glimmer every single night if I went out. If I went out and was feeling down, go outside and see those fireflies. Or in the morning, go outside and listen to the bird song. When I was thinking about the level of anxiety I was feeling, I'm like, what is up with this? And then I realized that this is the first time that I've had some kind of surgery or something that required me to enter into the hospital since I lost both my parents. So in the past, I could reach out to my parents when I was feeling bad. This time, it's just not the same. The fifth one is of a certain grandchild of mine. The only one so far. But she was here this week for a morning, and she decided she had some binoculars, some toy binoculars, and she said, I'm bird watching. Oh my gosh. It was just so funny to see her. I'll show you the picture I took. Just her energy, her enthusiasm, her imagination. Oh, she is just so full of vim and vigor, and she reminds me of experiencing childlike wonder and is a model to me. I think that I'm pretty full of wonder, but man, those little 3-year-olds, they've really worked on not having a screen culture in their home. So her imagination, her language skills are just phenomenal. That is my fifth glimmer. The bonus glimmer was when I was out, another trail story. Maybe glimmers are found more often outdoors. In fact, most of these are outdoors. I was in another area with sycamore, and I was walking on the trail and I saw one tree I wanted to hug. It was so beautiful. And then I realized it was actually a copse, C-O-P-S-E, which means a group of trees, a group of 3 trees together. So I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not just hugging this one tree, I'm going to hug all 3. And I did the very famous lean against a tree hug. And I ended up in tears because I had a vision of myself and my mom and my sister, the 3 girls in the family, when there were 5 men, 4 boys and dad, and 2 girls and mom. We were always in the minority. But as I leaned against, it was actually kind of reclining the way the 3rd tree was. It was like my mom's tree. And I felt so bittersweetly happy and sad. And that's what made it into a glimmer. The fact that I was aware that I allowed myself to feel, and how quickly I went from tears, ugly, ugly tears, to, yeah, this is what it is. Now, what I did this afternoon, I was really escalating. And I decided I was going to run upstairs and take a nap. I'm at the end of the house sitting. The dad's on his way home from France. He's in the plane right now. And I was just, I don't know why I get so anxious. I think it's because I want to do well. I want to do a good job. I want to let the people know how much I'm grateful to be here. And there have been a couple of strange things that have happened. So I think I was nervous about that. But anyway, I went upstairs and I use a meditation technique called Yoga Nidra. And so I looked up Yoga Nidra 20-minute nap. And Ali Boothroyd are the videos that I watch. I will either put a clip here or I'll put it in the description. But that 20-minute meditation was phenomenal. And Yoga Nidra is just really amazing. If you've never used Yoga Nidra, I strongly suggest you try, especially if you have issues with sleeping and relaxing, or need a nap in the afternoon, but don't want to fall too deep, or don't want to have it. For me, when I nap in the afternoon, sometimes I'm so tired when it's over, it's not worth taking a nap. Well, with Yoga Nidra today, the first thing she had us do is to tighten all of our muscles. And believe it or not, Sometimes I'm afraid of tightening my muscles because I don't want to get a cramp, and sometimes cramps really hurt. That fear thing. I followed her guidance. I tightened all my muscles, and instead of feeling hurt, it felt amazing. The release was fantastic, and the whole video just calmed me down. So glimmers, gratitude, trusting, connecting, all of these things will help you in moments of anxiety, in moments of fear, in moments of feeling disconnected. There's lots of other things too, but if you're looking for a new way, a different way to feel less anxious, please recognize you're not alone. Tell me in the comments what helps you when you're feeling anxious. If you're not comfortable commenting, reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. And I wish you only peace and only joy. And whenever you're watching this, so if you're watching this after July 10th, 2026, look and see if I've made another video since then. If it's before July 10th, 2026, I would love a comment of reassurance. And that's actually a second bonus, because when we ask for help or we ask for something like I asked, wow, wouldn't it be great if somebody came along and took a picture? I actually didn't say that. I said, I wish there was someone here who could take a picture. My wish was granted. So my wish to you is if you could make a loving comment, a reassuring comment, a funny comment, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching my videos and for being a part of my world. I appreciate you more than you know. There's some videos and playlists popping up here. I hope if any of this resonates with you, I hope that you will check them out. We also have a journaling workshop coming up in the end of July. My surgery will be done by then. My hand will be unwrapped. It'll be back to stronger. So thank you so much. And as always, I'm looking so forward to getting together with you again on the next video. Take good care.